any power that a thought has is entirely dependent on the interest that you give to it. Even the negative thoughts, even the thoughts you want to get rid of, there is interest there, which keeps them going. Even you wanting to get rid of something is a form of interest, a form of significance that you give to whatever is arising. And in this video, that's what I want to talk about. The subtle art of disengaging in order to release all of those things that you don't want in your reality. Because what you're conditioned to do is seek ways to do something in order to get rid of the anxiety, of the fear, of the overthinking even. So what we do is we launch a battle. And all that does is further perpetuate what we don't want in our lives. Whether it is an external circumstance or, in this case, this constant thought activity, these negative thoughts, this anxiety. So in this video, I want to give you a simple pointer that will allow you to simply, at the root of these thoughts, take their foundation away so that they just wither away. Rather than do something in order to get rid of them, because that itself is what actually keeps them going. We're going to go straight to the source and dissolve them. Okay, so if you're new to this channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified every single time I make a new video on self-inquiry, on how to control your mind, on creating your own reality. So today we want to talk about how to really dissolve this tendency to overthink and all of this anxiety and fear that is created by this need to overthink. And this problem is created on the basis of mind identification. When you have interest in what your thought has to suggest. A simple little thought that is arising in your awareness. The moment that you believe in what it has to say, the moment you give it that significance of engagement, engaging with what it has to say, entertaining what it has to suggest to you, that is the moment this association gets built and that interest gets built. And now, the more that it keeps your attention hooked, the more and more and more thoughts you will have similar in nature to that one thought that you first engaged with. And so what I'm suggesting to you today is that what keeps these thoughts relevant in your experience is the constant engagement that you give to them. Whereas if you were to simply, as this thought arose, recognize who is aware of this thought, rather than being so interested in giving your awareness to the thought, which is an object that is coming in your perception, right? It is an object of your perception, just arising within your awareness. Instead of giving significance and interest to that thought that is saying all these fearful things or whatever, instead of giving it interest, become more interested in who is the one that is aware of this thought. And that question, right? It will direct you right back to your sense of presence, your sense of awareness. Because when you ask yourself, right, to whom is this thought actually arising? Who is the perceiver of this thought, this fearful or anxious thought or whatever that is arising? There's going to be a sense, obviously, clearly, it is me to whom this thought is arising. And what I want you to do is, for a few moments, stop giving your attention to that thought and give attention to the one to whom it is occurring. Meaning, divert your attention to where the attention is coming from. Don't get lost in the words. Don't get confused. Stay with me here. Because right now your mind may be getting anxious, like, oh, this is too complicated, and it wants to run away. Stay with me here, because we're talking about a permanent solution to your overthinking problem, to your fears. So it was never meant to be easy, but it is very simple. So your attention is always going outward, right? Onto these thoughts. Instead of your attention going outward, what I'm asking you to do is find out from where your attention is coming. And recognize that right now. If I'm to ask you right now, where is your attention coming from? Don't seek to give me an intellectual answer like, it's coming from this, and this. No, I'm not even wanting you to answer the question to yourself. These questions are not about answering with concepts, with words. These questions we only ask because they point us towards the direct experience of self, of awareness. So what I'm asking you to do right now is find out right now, go directly in your experience. Don't just listen at this point. Do this right now. Find out from where your attention is coming. Right? Find out the source of your own attention in your experience right now. Don't seek to label it or just give it another name. Simply experience what the question is pointing you to. You may say, Sunny, there's nothing, I don't know where it comes from. It's just, as soon as I look, there's nothing to be found. And you're pretty correct. When you look, right, all that there is just you. You just are. But what happens when you ask yourself that and go to the direct experience of where your attention is coming from? What this sense of me is, right? This sense of presence. When you go directly to it, one thing you'll notice is that in that couple of moments that you were truly looking, no thought was there. Not even just fearful thoughts. No, not even a positive thought was there. It was simply just silent. And all that you really experienced in those few moments was your own essence, was your own awareness. In those few moments, you became aware that you are aware. So rather than always being so caught up in what you are aware of, you became aware that you are aware. And in that recognition, mind subsided back into its source. Rather than it springing up and being your entire sense of existence, just with that one simple recognition, it subsided back into its source. And maybe it's back full throttle right now again, because that's habit. It can go directly back again in one moment, simply by you recognizing your own presence again. So the misconception, again, right, is that you have to do something in order to get rid of these thoughts. You have to do something in order to fight against your fear and get rid of it for good. However, that act of wanting to do something, that launch a battle, is what actually perpetuates the reality of these thoughts. Whereas as soon as you go to the source, right, as soon as you ask yourself the question, to whom are these thoughts actually arising? And you ask yourself, like, me, obviously, so like, where is me happening, right? Like, where is the furthest back sense of me that is perceiving this thought? Where is my attention coming from? What is the source of my attention? Where am I being aware from? And for a few moments, you just stay as that, a deep looking into your direct experience of where you are aware from. Like in those few moments, nothing else matters in life. You are simply just adamant about finding out where this sense of awareness is arising and going directly into your experience of, I am aware. Recognizing your own awareness. And those couple of moments, all of these thousands or whatever, however many thoughts, whatever nature, fearful and anxious, they all subside and cease to exist. And all you experience in those few moments is your own true self, the seat of your perception, from where you are being aware. That is what is prior to the mind. That is that which perceives even different thousands of different versions of your own body throughout your life come and go. So that is you in essence. The body and mind may be expressions of what you are in here, in this physical. However, when we ask ourselves this question, we are going the furthest back to what we actually are. And just simply by that simple act of recognizing what you are and actually just experiencing it and getting a little more interested in it and dwelling in it and just being in that silence, by the mere act of doing that, mind dissolves. Thoughts come to a halt. And so what you need to do now is make a habit of doing this. That's it. And it's funny because it's not even a doing, right? It's like the opposite of doing. It's simply a not doing. In the beginning, you might be in that sense of silence, just recognizing your own awareness and be like, okay, but now what? Now what, Sunny? Now what? Recognize that even that is a thought. Don't touch it. Simply be here. Soon, that sense will evolve into something. You will learn to enjoy your natural sense of presence, and it will become more natural and effortless for you. But you have to continue to put in the effort in the beginning, at least, to keep coming back to it. Right? In the beginning, it's going to be a sense of efforting. It's going to be a little difficult, but you have to keep coming back to it. And once you are doing so, it will become very, very natural and effortless. And through it, all of this thought activity that is constantly just going on throughout the day will start to dissolve. Don't worry, it's not that you'll not be able to think anymore. No. Again, just all those fears and anxieties, don't give them any attention. Thoughts will still happen, right? You'll still be able to get everything done. Goals will still happen. Everything will happen. But now, the constant need to think and all this overthinking, even when you're trying to go to sleep or you're driving or you're showering, when there's no need to think, that will start to dissolve, because that is just a bad habit. That is a misidentification of yourself as mind, as merely a thought, which you are not. You are that which is prior to thought. And this simple little exercise will help you recognize that and abide more and more as that. And then all of this constant thought activity starts to dissolve. Okay? So I want you to watch your tendency to want to constantly launch a battle against your thoughts. Don't do it. It is your own interest that keeps these thoughts going. It is your own awareness on and engagement with these thoughts that keeps them going. All that is required is to come back to your sense of presence with all the pointers that I just mentioned, all the questions that I just mentioned, and the mind itself will dissolve back into source. will subside for the few moments that you are fully engulfed within your own self experience. So practice this. This is the beginning of mental mastery, right? Mastery over mind. And it is the beginning of creating a life of peace, joy, and freedom. So if you want to do exactly that, right, shift to this higher consciousness mindset and create the life you truly want to live, then watch my free workshop below, in which I share with you the steps needed to do so. It's completely free. All you have to do is click the link and sign up. Okay, so make sure to watch that. Let me know what you think. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video and gained tons of value from it. If you did, please let me know your key takeaway down below in the comments. I'd love to engage with you. But subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video.